You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Go zero waste, save the planet. But what if I told you that some zero waste habits we've all been taught could actually do more harm than good?
Sounds crazy, right?
Here's a shocking fact. Over 300 million tons of plastic are produced every year, and most of it is used for packaging. Even worse, only 9% of plastic is recycled. And let's not forget that every minute, the world's oceans swallow about a truckload of plastic waste. That's a serious issue. But what if some of our eco-friendly habits are not even helping? In this video, I'll share 6 zero-waste habits I phased out because they weren't as green as they seemed. From rethinking the perfect food waste solution to ditching the overly praised cloth bags, you'll discover which habits could be holding you back from making a real impact. Stick around for the surprising truth about sustainability. Let's challenge what we think we know. Chapter 1. The Tupperware Trap. Why I Ditched Plastic Storage. For years, I was obsessed with plastic Tupperware. It felt like a sustainable choice at the time. Reusable, stackable, and perfect for leftovers. But then I started digging deeper. Turns out, most plastic containers contain harmful chemicals like BPA. These chemicals can leach into food, especially when reheated. Even BPA-free plastic is still a problem, as it can take centuries to break down in landfills. A 2021 study revealed that over 300 million tons of plastic are produced every year, and much of that is used for food packaging. Instead of continuing this cycle, I switched to glass containers. Not only are they free from harmful chemicals, but they're also easy to clean and last much longer. Plus, they can go straight from the fridge to the microwave without a hitch. Even better, I've started using beeswax wraps for things like sandwiches or veggies. According to a report by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, reducing plastic waste by just 10% could save over 5 million tons of waste from ending up in landfills. That's huge. So the next time you're about to grab that plastic Tupperware, ask yourself, is it really worth it? Chapter 2. Guilt-free shopping. Why I stopped using cloth bags. It's been drilled into our heads that reusable cloth bags are a great alternative to plastic. But here's the catch. Most people don't realize that cloth bags, especially cotton ones, require a massive amount of resources to produce. One study found that it takes about 2,000 liters of water to produce just one cotton bag. That's enough to fill a small swimming pool. When I first learned this, I was shocked. Instead of hauling around a bunch of cotton bags, I started exploring alternatives. I began using basket-style bags that are durable and easy to carry. These bags often last longer and don't require a ton of resources to make. The truth is, it's not just about avoiding plastic. It's about using the most resource-efficient options. If you must use cloth bags, make sure you're using them for years. A study from the UK's Environment Agency showed that you'd need to use a cotton bag over 131 times before it had a lower carbon footprint than a single-use plastic bag. Yikes! Now, I don't feel guilty about needing a bag when I shop. I've just become smarter about what I use and how I use it. The key takeaway? Think beyond the obvious choices and always look for long-term, resource-efficient alternatives. Chapter 3. The Water Waste. Phasing out the perfection of the water-only cleanse. Water-only routines seemed like the perfect way to cut back on unnecessary products. I was following a less is more mindset, using just water to clean my face and body. It made sense in theory, save water and skip chemicals, right? But here's the truth. Water-only cleansing can actually lead to other environmental issues. For example, when you're washing your face with water only, it often leads to overwashing or excessive use of hot water. According to the EPA, the average person uses around 17 gallons of water a day for personal care. That's a lot of water and it adds up quickly. I soon realized I could be more eco-conscious by using products that are water-efficient but still effective. I replaced my water-only routine with plant-based oils that actually helped my skin and didn't require endless washing. It turns out, the skin can actually thrive on oils like jojoba or almond oil, which are more sustainable and reduce the need for water waste. The numbers don't lie. In fact, the beauty industry is responsible for more than 120 billion units of plastic packaging every year. Most of that is tied to water-heavy products. By switching to oil-based or solid skincare, I reduced my own water usage and helped lower demand for plastic. So, while it's easy to assume that water only is the cleanest option, sometimes a small shift in habits can lead to bigger changes in water and plastic conservation. Just because something seems simple doesn't mean it's the most sustainable choice. If you're finding this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more eco-friendly tips and tricks that actually work. Chapter 4. Food waste? Not anymore? The end of composting my scraps. Composting seemed like the ultimate eco-friendly choice for food waste. I thought I was doing my part by throwing leftover vegetable peels and scraps into a compost bin. However, after reading about how much methane composting can release, I started to rethink my approach. Methane is a potent greenhouse gas, and improperly managed compost heaps can end up contributing to climate change. Instead of continuing to compost, I focused on reducing food waste at the source. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is how to plan my meals more efficiently. By buying only what I need and using up leftovers, I've minimized the waste I produce. A study from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization revealed that 1/3 of all food produced globally is wasted, which contributes significantly to environmental damage. I also started reusing food scraps creatively. For example, vegetable scraps now make homemade broths, and citrus peels are used for cleaning. You don't need to compost to be sustainable, you just need to rethink how you use food. In fact, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency estimates that food waste accounts for 24% of landfill waste. By reducing food waste in my daily habits, I'm cutting down on that number significantly. So, while composting is great in theory, reducing and reusing food scraps is a more effective way to minimize waste and help the environment. Plus, it's less work. Chapter 5. Minimalism gone too far, when I stopped decluttering my life. The minimalism movement has been a huge trend in recent years, and I jumped on the bandwagon. I thought that living with fewer things would not only reduce clutter, but would also be more sustainable. But after a while, I realized that constantly decluttering meant I was replacing items more frequently, which didn't really help the environment at all. The truth is, buying fewer things is great, but buying items that last longer is even better. I switched my focus from minimalism to mindful consumption. For example, I now choose quality over quantity, opting for durable, secondhand items that I can maintain for years. A 2019 study by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation found that the fashion industry alone accounts for 10% of global carbon emissions. This made me realize that replacing a cheap, low-quality item every few months just to declutter wasn't a sustainable strategy. Instead, I've shifted to investing in higher-quality, long-lasting products, even if they cost a bit more upfront. The goal isn't to have less, but to make the things I own last longer. One of my favorite books on this topic is The Story of Stuff by Annie Leonard. She talks about the environmental cost of constantly buying new things and highlights the importance of durability over disposability. Instead of constantly purging my possessions, I now focus on making them last and ensuring they're truly necessary. Sustainability isn't just about owning less, it's about being smarter with the things we already have. Chapter 6. The Truth About Greenwashing. How I Stopped Buying Eco-Friendly Products. Greenwashing is everywhere. Brands have started slapping eco-friendly labels on all sorts of products, making us feel like we're doing the right thing by buying them. But the more I researched, the more I realized that many of these claims are misleading at best and outright deceptive at worst. For example, many products labeled as biodegradable only break down in industrial composting facilities, not in your backyard. And the term natural isn't regulated. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's sustainable or safe. I learned that the hard way after buying a green product that claimed to be eco-friendly, only to later discover it had hidden environmental costs. I stopped blindly trusting labels and began looking for companies that were truly transparent about their sustainability practices. One key strategy I now use is to check the company's certifications. For instance, B Corp certification is a reliable indicator that a company meets high social and environmental performance standards. According to the B Lab website, over 3,000 companies worldwide are B Corp, and these businesses are committed to sustainability and accountability. Another big shift I made was focusing on products with minimal packaging. A lot of greenwashed products still use excessive plastic or packaging that can't be recycled. Instead, I look for brands that prioritize reusable, recyclable, or compostable packaging. For example, I now buy shampoo bars and refillable cleaning products, which help eliminate single-use plastic altogether. A study by the Green Marketing Institute found that 95% of consumers want to buy environmentally friendly products, but only 26% of them actually do, mostly because of misleading claims. I realized that being a more responsible consumer doesn't just mean buying more eco-friendly products. It means being smarter about which ones I choose. The bottom line is that greenwashing is real, but with a little research, we can make more informed choices. Sustainability isn't just about buying the next eco product. It's about choosing the ones that truly make a difference. If you want to stay ahead of the greenwashing game and make the best choices for the planet, subscribe to get more tips on how to live sustainably and wisely.